Sports analyst Jay Mercado joins us tonight to break down Gilas Pilipinas' challenging FIBA World Cup qualifying window. After a heartbreaking double overtime loss to New Zealand and another tough defeat to Australia, he'll dissect what went wrong, what the team did right, and what Gilas must do to bounce back. Jay, good evening and welcome back to the show.
Good evening, Anton.
Jay, when we were talking about this prior to the games actually happening, we were hoping na at least makaisa tayo. And we almost got that game against New Zealand. Bakit sa tingin mo we came up short in that game despite building a 4-point lead in the second overtime?
Just like what we spoke about the last time, I felt that the key guy would be Justin Brownlee because I thought it would be a breakout game for him, a recovery game for him after scoring only 4 points in the first game held here in Manila. Kaya lang, yun nga, mukhang naipit na naman, na-depensa siya mabuti. And I don't know if Brownlee is suffering something, an injury maybe, or maybe she's tired. But he was definitely out of his element that game. I was looking at his eyes, and a lot of people have observed that he was glassy-eyed also most of the time. So parang he didn't know what to do. He didn't even want to hold on to the ball. So that's one. Number two, we got bogged down because of our turnovers and our costly fouls. And I felt that we had a chance to win everything in regulation and in the first overtime. We just missed out on these opportunities.
Yeah, so in that New Zealand loss, that very heartbreaking defeat, Justin Brownlee was held to just 5 points and only had 3 attempts. And Tim Cohn did say after the Australia game naman, where Justin Brownlee did not play, that Justin did not look fit enough to participate against Australia, and that's why they opted to just sit him out. Now, before we move on to the Australia game, sa New Zealand naman, there were a lot of talking points. They're saying that this was sort of a coming out party for Juan Gomez de Leano, showing that he can represent the Philippines well on the international stage. Jay, what's your assessment of what Juan showed for Gilas Pilipinas?
I think Juan has already proven it twice in both games against New Zealand. The first time around, he scored 10 points and was the key player basically to ignite the offense from the bench. No, he scored 10 points there. He was the third top scorer for the team in the first window. In the second window, he scored 23 points, and most of his points were clutch. I've always felt that Juan deserves a slot. I've always felt that Juan probably should be our starting point guard. No, but of course, this is nothing against RJ Barrientos, who's more familiar with Tim Cohn's system, so I understand that part. No, but it's also good to have somebody like Juan Gomez de Leano coming off the bench and giving in quality minutes, producing points right away, and he's not afraid to take the shot. No, and I think that's the key element there, because if you notice in that system that Tim Cohn has, no, there are cases where it will become too Justin Brownlee centric. It just so happened that they couldn't get the ball to Justin Brownlee in the last Friday, and Juan Gomez de Leano had to take over. Kevin Kiambao had to take over. Even Dwight Ramos and Carl Tamayo. And it's good to see them, these 4 guys, so very young guys, not older than 27 years old, taking over the Philippines offense, at least for that particular game.
You know, I was a little bit puzzled that there were a lot of people online talking about who Coach Tim Cohn should use as the point guard, si RJ ba or si Juan. They were saying things like RJ was not producing, but Juan's a scorer, this and that. Your thoughts on that debate that went online between the point guards RJ and Juan? Well, unfortunately, right now, we have lost our connection with Jay Mercado. Hopefully, we will get with Jay in just a bit. But just to add to what I was saying, it was a 23-point performance for Juan Gomez de Leano in that game against New Zealand. Kevin Kiambao also had 23 points as well. But unfortunately, it was not a victory that the Philippines wanted to get against New Zealand in that game. Now, today, it was very tough to watch the Australia game, and it was very tough for Gilas Pilipinas to try to get that victory today, especially with the way Australia started off that game with a 12-0 start. And of course, Justin Brownlee was also unable to participate because, as we reported earlier, and what Coach Tim Cohn said, he was not fit enough to participate in that game against Australia. We're still trying to get our connection back with our guest, sports analyst Jay Mercado, and he is here with us again. Jay, just to continue our discussion, I already moved on to the Philippines and Australia game. Ano naman ang naging reaction mo doon? I was just telling our viewers na it was very tough to watch that game.
Not a surprise, actually. We also spoke about this the last time around. I don't think that we have a good chance as far as keeping Australia is concerned. I think the only thing that we were looking forward to is trying to keep the score down. Australia is obviously like 3 or 4 times better than us now. I think even their team C can actually beat us. But not having Kai Sotto and QMB there makes it even worse, because if there's one advantage that Australia has against us, it's really their height and their heft. So if you don't have that to match up against them, then we're in trouble. We're good. It's good to see Mike Phillips actually coloring 12 boards earlier, but simply just not enough.
All right, Jay, now let's look forward. The next games, the next window will take place here in the Philippines, August 28 and 30. What changes do you foresee happening when those games happen? And of course, para sa'yo, Jay, how can we improve the Gilas roster? Or sa tingin mo, okay na ba itong collection ng mga players na binuo ni Coach Tim Cone?
I guess the best lineup that we can form, if they will be available, would have Kai Sotto and Kentin Brown as our centers. Now, those are the 2 very important players in our lineup. I probably will still count on Justin Brownlee to play here in Manila, because he's very familiar with the conditions here in Manila. He's familiar with the weather, and he's familiar with the fans. So I think he will still be playing there. I think the key element, however, would be how do we go up against the physicality and the bruisedness of these 3 Middle Eastern teams: Iran, Jordan, and Syria. Tim Cone has already proven that he can beat Iran and Jordan as indicated, or as what happened in the 2023 Asian Games. So I'm looking forward to them actually winning both games here in Manila when we face them this August.
No, thank God. That's very good to hear that, Jay, you believe that we will get the 2 wins here at home. Now, for my last question for tonight's episode, Jay, there was a very interesting topic online as well. Former PBA Commissioner Attorney Noli Ayala actually tweeted this on X, and he was saying that he hopes that Kai Sotto can learn from the likes of Nikola Jokic, who during the NBA offseason is playing for his country. And then other people chimed in. Sabi nila, si SGA naglalaro naman para sa Canada. So, anong comment mo na si Kai Sotto naman, maybe, he should be able to play for Gilas Pilipinas? Lalo na, some people are saying that Kai Sotto naglalaro lang sa legal labas.
Well, we don't know what Kai's condition is, but there is still a month and a half to actually prepare for this. So I think that I'm pretty confident that he can whip himself back to shape. Remember, he got married a few weeks ago, no? So medyo baka hindi pa masyado condition yan. But I'm looking forward to having him there. And tama naman si former Commissioner Noli Ayala. If superstar players in the NBA, former MVP winners, can actually represent the respective countries, I think Kai would understand also that he being probably the most important, if not the second most important player in the Gilas roster, I think he would know that he should be there. Kahit paano, no? Kasi no matter what you say, with Kai there, I really felt that Kai Sotto being there against New Zealand, we would have won against New Zealand. Remember, the only time when we faced New Zealand with Kai Sotto present, we won that game by 4 points. And Kai burned them with 17 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. So plus 7 assists or 6 dimes. So I mean, that's how important he is to this particular roster for us.
And since that win with Kai Sotto, it has been 4 straight losses against New Zealand. So we really feel the loss of the presence of a guy like Kai Sotto. Jay, thank you so much once again for sharing with us your time and expert analysis on the show.
Thanks, Anton. Apologies for my signal.
No problem. Jay Mercado here with us once again on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Thank you so much.